The oceans are home to some of the most sinister creatures that are equally deserving of the title scariest monster. But in reality, one of these creatures is not scary at all. In their elegance, they glide effortlessly through the water, their sleek bodies cutting through the waves with grace. With their distinctive black and white markings, they captivate the eye, painting a picture of pristine beauty against the backdrop of the deep blue sea. However, do not let their enchanting appearance fool you, for while their beauty is undeniable, it conceals a lethal secret, a predator unparalleled in its ability to dominate the oceans. To have more stories like these, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more phenomenal content. Killer whales, also known as orcas, derive their name from Orcus, the Roman god of death and the underworld. They are notorious for playing with their prey by giving them a head start, granting the unfortunate creatures a false sense of hope before ruthlessly tearing them apart and devouring their bones. They have even been known to use half-dead prey as makeshift balls in a cruel game of water polo, launching seals and sea lions up to 20 meters into the air solely for sheer amusement. Their diet is as diverse as it is deadly, hunting and consuming virtually anything foolish enough to cross their path, whether it be salmon, herring, enormous leopard seals, the great white sharks, or even entire pods of humpback whales where they display their brutal nature by prioritizing the consumption of the young ones. This versatility in their diet further solidifies their status as apex predators and masters of the seas, capable of surviving and thriving in the harshest of environments. Contrary to their name, killer whales are not actually whales, but rather the largest members of the dolphin family. Renowned for their exceptional intelligence and unmatched hunting skills, they are essentially giant dolphins in disguise. The name killer whale is actually a condensed form of killer of whales, accurately describing their predatory nature. When it comes to hunting, they exemplify teamwork at its finest. They swim in coordinated formations, relentlessly slaughtering sperm, humpback, gray, and fin whales that cross their path and have been accordingly nicknamed the wolves of the sea. They even prey on other dolphins, as what better way to maintain their status as the most feared members of the dolphin family than by indiscriminately eliminating the competition. It's therefore safe to say that no creature, no matter how swift or cunning, can escape the lethal pursuit of the orca. Once an orca has set its eyes on you, you're as good as gone. Capable of growing up to 9 meters in length and weighing a staggering 22,000 pounds, they exhibit hyper-intelligence and have evolved intricate and efficient team-based hunting techniques. Their understanding of physics is so advanced that it would put some PhD students to shame. With their massive bodies, they are known to generate waves specifically designed to dislodge seals from ice flows and deliver them into the open jaws of their companions. However, despite their resume of horror and gruesome reputation, we often regard them as nothing more than friendly, oversized oceanic dogs due to their ability to perform backflips in water parks and gracefully leap over rock barriers to freedom. In the wild, there have been no recorded instances of killer whales fatally attacking humans. Perhaps this is because they possess the intelligence to avoid getting caught in such confrontations. But as of 2023, 4 humans have died due to interactions with captive killer whales. This is the terrifying orca attack on 40-year-old Dawn Brancheau. SeaWorld Orlando is a theme park that is primarily focused on showcasing marine life, particularly killer whales, dolphins, and sea lions. The parks offer various attractions, shows, and educational exhibits for visitors who can observe and learn about different marine species through interactive exhibits, presentations, and animal encounters. Some of the popular attractions include orca and dolphin shows, where highly trained animals perform acrobatic displays and interact with their trainers. Killer whales are highly intelligent, social, and charismatic animals. Their impressive size, agility, and natural behaviors make them captivating to watch, and they have been a popular attraction in SeaWorld, drawing large crowds and generating revenue for the facility. At the age of 10, Dawn Brancheau embarked on a family vacation to SeaWorld in Orlando, where her life took a remarkable turn. As she strolled along, she was captivated by the trainer's connection with the orcas, igniting a profound passion within her. With unwavering determination, she declared to her mother that this was the job she aspired to pursue. Despite being separated from the ocean by 1,000 miles of land, Dawn refused to let anything hinder her dreams. Finally, in 1996, her childhood aspiration materialized when she joined the SeaWorld team. Over the years, Dawn's dedication to her work radiated from her very being, propelling her to become a senior animal trainer and the poster girl for SeaWorld. She often performed daring stunts and formed a special bond with Tilikum, the largest bull orca in captivity at the time. Tilikum had been captured in Iceland when he was just 2 years old in 1983. A year later, he was transferred to Sealand of the Pacific in Victoria, British Columbia, before finally being transferred to SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida, in 1992. Over the years, Dawn and Tilikum formed a friendship that surpassed the boundaries of species and was admired by many. Her photographs alongside Tilikum, the largest captive orca that weighed a staggering 12,500 pounds and measured 22.5 feet in length, adorned every SeaWorld advert and billboard, while her pivotal role in revamping the legendary 1960s Shamu show solidified her influence. Even during her free time, Dawn remained devoted, engaging in marathons and weightlifting to stay fit and match the rigorous demands of orca training. On February 24, 2010, SeaWorld bustled with visitors from around the world who eagerly attended a mesmerizing event called Dine with Shamu. Here, visitors could enjoy a meal while watching a live performance by the majestic killer whales. People from around the world flocked to SeaWorld in anticipation of this unique experience. As they entered the park, they were greeted by a vibrant atmosphere filled with wonder and excitement. Laughter and cheer filled the air as guests of all ages explored the park, marveling at the colorful tropical fish and towering palm trees. Everywhere they turned, there were fascinating creatures to discover. Playful dolphins leaped through the air, graceful sea turtles glided through the water, and the massive killer whales captured everyone's attention, promising an unforgettable show. After settling into the open-air restaurant, visitors eagerly awaited the mind-blowing performance that would transport them to a different world. Suddenly, a hush fell over the crowd as the magnificent killer whale, Tilikum, breached the surface of the water in a breathtaking display of power and grace. Gasps of wonder and awe echoed through the mesmerized audience. The guests were treated to daring stunts, thrilling jumps, and heart-stopping acrobatics as the massive creature and his skilled trainer worked in perfect harmony to deliver an extraordinary performance. As part of the routine, at the end of the show, Dawn Brancheau, the dedicated trainer, leaned in on Tilikum and affectionately petted him. Their faces were close together on a slide-out, and a sense of trust and connection was evident. The guests were informed that Tilikum was about to dive down, and they were instructed to move closer to the window to capture pictures of this incredible moment. And then, in a tragic turn of events, the unimaginable occurred as tragedy struck. Without provocation, Tilikum seized Dawn and forcefully dragged her beneath the water's surface. Onlookers who had managed to reach the window gasped in shock as they witnessed a gruesome attack unfold before their eyes. Led by a tour guide, they were promptly guided away from the scene, but not before catching a glimpse of Tilikum's frantic swimming and violent thrashing of Dawn in the pool. At one fleeting moment, Dawn managed to free herself and struggled to escape, instilling hope among the spectators. However, Tilikum was determined to prevent her survival. Just when it seemed that Dawn had evaded the jaws of death, the killer whale accelerated within the tank, abruptly changing direction before launching into the air with its mouth agape and came colliding forcefully with Dawn. The killer whale seized her by the waist and vigorously shook her, causing her shoe to slip off. As the emergency siren reverberated throughout the vast marine park, the staff swiftly initiated their emergency protocols, desperately attempting to save their colleague. The rescue efforts commenced by slapping the water, a signal intended to halt the orca's actions, but Tilikum remained obedient to his own impulses. Distracting the whale with food was the next strategy employed, but it too proved ineffective. Determined to rescue Dawn, the trainers guided Tilikum to a medical pool with a raised floor. Yet the orca persisted in refusing to release her. More than 30 agonizing minutes elapsed, and the hope for Dawn's survival began to fade. However, the trainers summoned their remaining strength and utilized their expertise. They managed to pry open the jaws of the 5.4-ton orca, liberating their colleague from its grasp. In that moment, they beheld the extent of the injuries inflicted upon Dawn. Her scalp had been torn away, her jaw fractured, and her ear, arm, knee, vertebrae, and ribs dislocated and broken. Tragically, her spinal cord had been severed, and despite their valiant efforts to save her, it was too late. Dawn succumbed to her injuries, leaving the group stunned, grief-stricken, and traumatized. In the wake of Dawn's demise, experts and authorities sought to decipher the motive behind the orca's attack. SeaWorld management claimed it was due to a trainer error, but former trainers disagreed. They believed that Tilikum knew exactly what he was doing when he decided to pull Dawn in and not let her go. They supported this claim by highlighting the high intelligence of orcas, which enables them to understand their actions. According to the former trainers, the attack was intentional, and Jeffrey Ventra, who was Dawn's colleague, further explained that if an orca releases its grip, it is a deliberate choice, whereas if it decides not to let go, then it leaves no chance of escape. Furthermore, the prowess of killer whales is awe-inspiring as they make killing appear effortless. A key factor contributing to their remarkable success lies in their strong familial bonds, as they tackle challenges together as a cohesive unit. Whether it's hunting, navigating treacherous waters, or raising their young, they accomplish these tasks with remarkable coordination and precision. They thrive due to their tight-knit family structures known as pods. These family units consist of multiple generations, with the matriarch typically leading the way. Within these pods, trust and cooperation are the foundation for survival. The family dynamic also plays a vital role in the upbringing of young killer whales. For years, calves receive dedicated care and guidance from their mothers, as well as from other experienced females within the pod. But that was not the case for Tilikum. Experts suggested that Tilikum's behavior may have been influenced by his capture and years of captivity, leading to possible psychosis. At the age of 2, Tilikum was separated from his family off the coast of Iceland and placed in a concrete holding tank. Spending nearly a year alone, Tilikum, being a social creature, exhibited signs of boredom by swimming in circles or floating on the surface. The unfamiliar environment, devoid of his natural habitat, presented a significant adjustment. He was no longer the ruler of the ocean, but a performer in a human-made circus, struggling to adapt. In 1984, he was moved to Sealand, where he shared a confined space with 2 older female orcas. The females, naturally dominant in the orca's social structure, sought dominance over Tilikum. These incompatible conditions led to aggressive attacks, causing physical harm and psychological distress, including stomach ulcers. Experts believe that these experiences played a role in Tilikum's mental health, as he was involved in 3 out of the 4 known fatal attacks on humans. Witnesses reported his possessiveness and his relentless efforts to prevent Dawn from resurfacing, even attempting to retrieve her body after it was removed from the pool. Paul Spong, the director of Orca Lab in British Columbia, conducted research at Sealand and found that confining killer whales in small steel tanks results in extreme sensory deprivation. If humans were subjected to similar conditions, they would likely experience mental disturbance, which may have been the case for Tilikum. Since the attack, SeaWorld has faced controversy and criticism due to concerns about animal welfare, specifically regarding the treatment of killer whales in captivity. The 2013 documentary film Blackfish shed light on these issues, sparking a broader public discussion about the ethics of keeping marine mammals in captivity for entertainment purposes. And it was also noted that in captivity, these killer whales never make it to 30 years, while their counterparts out in the wild live for as long as 100 years. Following Dawn's death, the need for more comprehensive protocols and training emerged to ensure the safety of both animals and trainers. Consequently, trainers were no longer allowed in the tanks with the orcas. In 2016, Dawn's family established a foundation in her honor, dedicated to improving the lives of children and animals in need, inspiring others to pursue their dreams, and emphasizing the importance of community service. This foundation aimed not only to preserve Dawn's memory, but also to encourage people to remember her life rather than solely focusing on her tragic death. As for Tilikum, he remained at SeaWorld until he passed away in 2017 at the age of 35 due to a bacterial infection, one of the conditions that orcas in captivity can contract. That concludes our video on the killer whale attack on Dawn Brancheau. What do you think made Tilikum snap and attack her? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on your notification bells for more alike videos.